Imagine hitting rock bottom. Your career, your identity, everything you've worked for, shattered in an instant. Most people would give up, but not these legends. They faced impossible odds, doctors telling them it was over, critics writing them off. Yet they clawed their way back, not just to compete, but to dominate. Today, we're unpacking the most mind-blowing athlete comebacks in history. Stories so unbelievable, they'll redefine what you think is possible. This isn't just about sports, it's about the human spirit. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you won't just be cheering for these athletes. You'll be asking yourself, what impossible comeback can I make? I've spent countless hours diving into sports archives, watching documentaries, and reading biographies to bring you these truly unparalleled tales of resilience. As a lifelong sports fanatic, these stories resonate deeply with me. I remember seeing Tiger Woods clinch the 2019 Masters and thinking to myself, how is this even real? The sheer willpower, the dedication, the belief, it's something truly special. It's not just about the big championship wins. It's the quiet, grueling moments of physical therapy, the emotional toll, the self-doubt that makes these stories so powerful. I've seen glimpses of that in my own challenges. My journey, like many of yours, has had its ups and downs. But witnessing these extraordinary athletes stare adversity in the face and emerge victorious, that's what keeps me coming back for more, and why I know you'll be captivated too. Now, you might think you've heard all the great comeback stories. Michael Jordan returning, Roger Federer defying age. But what if I told you some of the most inspiring comebacks often go completely overlooked? These aren't just stories of physical recovery. They're narratives of psychological warfare, battling inner demons, financial ruin, and in one case, even a near-fatal disease that left doctors baffled. We're going beyond the highlight reels and diving deep into the untold sacrifices, the moments of despair, and the sheer audacity it took to believe when everyone else had stopped. These aren't just athletes, they're modern-day gladiators. This isn't your average sports documentary. This is a journey into the human spirit's extraordinary capacity for resurgence. Prepare to see vulnerability lead to ultimate triumph. Our first incredible comeback features Bethany Hamilton, the surfer who lost her arm in a shark attack. Most people would quit, seeing it as the end of their career, let alone their passion. Think about it. How do you paddle, balance, and grab your board effectively with only one arm? The physical challenges were immense, requiring a complete re-engineering of her technique. But Bethany wasn't just physically adapting, she was battling fear. The ocean, her sanctuary, had become a scene of terror. This mental hurdle is often harder to conquer than any physical wound. Her solution? Unwavering determination and a deep spiritual faith. Within a month, she was back on her board. She developed a unique pop-up technique using her feet and body rotation. She didn't just return, she thrived, competing professionally again, surfing massive waves, and inspiring millions. Her story is a powerful testament to finding new ways to achieve your goals, even after life-altering setbacks. The takeaway here is that profound loss doesn't have to mean total defeat. It can force you to innovate, adapt, and discover strengths you never knew you had. Her refusal to be defined by her injury transformed her into an icon, not despite her experience, but because of it. Truly, a soul surfer. What if your biggest setback is actually an opportunity in disguise? Something to ponder as we move to our next incredible tale. Next up, Monica Seles, a tennis prodigy dominating the sport at just 19 years old. Then at the height of her career, an unthinkable act of violence. She was stabbed in the back by a deranged fan during a match. The physical injury healed relatively quickly, but the psychological scars ran deep. This wasn't just about pain, it was about betrayal and safety. The problem? The world just wanted her back on court, but she was a prisoner of anxiety and fear. Every open space, every crowd became a potential threat. Her lengthy 2-year absence wasn't due to the knife wound, but the invisible wounds of PTSD, sleep deprivation, and eating disorders that followed. The solution? Intense therapy, but more importantly, the unwavering support of her family and a slow, cautious reintroduction to public life, away from the demanding spotlight of tennis. When she finally returned, she didn't just play, she dominated again, winning the Australian Open in her first Grand Slam back. Her courage in facing her deepest fears is legendary. Her comeback teaches us that true strength isn't just physical. It's the ability to confront and heal from the invisible wounds, the ones no one can see but you. It's a powerful reminder that mental health is paramount, and healing takes time. Never underestimate the power of support. Our third unbelievable comeback, Lance Armstrong. Yes, his story took a dark turn, but his initial battle with advanced testicular cancer, spreading to his lungs and brain, is still a medical miracle. The problem, a 50% chance of survival for testicular cancer, but for advanced carcinoma with brain metastases, the prognosis was grim. Doctors gave him a very low chance of survival, let alone returning to elite sport. Chemotherapy usually destroys an athlete's body. Losing lung capacity, muscle mass, and endurance would mean the end of a cycling career. He faced not just death, but the death of his identity. His solution? Aggressive, unconventional chemotherapy that spared his lung capacity and an iron will to live. He adapted his training, focusing on pure endurance over explosive power. Against all odds, he returned to cycling. And then he didn't just participate. He dominated the Tour de France, which at the time was seen as one of the greatest comebacks in sports. While his later fall from grace is well documented, the sheer medical impossibility of his cancer recovery and subsequent athletic revival at that time remains astounding. It highlights the incredible intersection of medical advancement and human willpower. Sometimes the most impossible battles are fought not on the field, but within your own body. His story, stripped of later controversy, is a testament to refusing to accept a death sentence. Let's shift to a different kind of adversity, family tragedy, and the immense pressure of expectation. We're talking about Michael Jordan's return to basketball. His father's tragic murder in 1993, while Jordan was at the peak of his powers, plunged him into deep grief. The game he loved suddenly felt hollow, a reminder of his loss. The problem wasn't physical injury, but an existential crisis. He retired, pursuing a childhood dream of playing baseball, an ode to his father. But the expectation, the constant comparison, was crushing. He was a legend trying to be ordinary, while the world demanded his extraordinary return. The mental battle of living up to his own unparalleled legacy was immense. His solution? A quiet, internal rediscovery of his love for basketball, away from the expectations. Playing pickup games, slowly reigniting the fire, and understanding that he could honor his father by pursuing his true passion. His iconic, "I'm back," facts was one of the most understated announcements for one of the biggest comebacks in sports history. He immediately reminded everyone why he was the GOAT. Jordan's journey teaches us that sometimes stepping away, even from what you love, is necessary for rediscovery. Grief can redefine paths, but purpose can always be found again. It's not about avoiding the hard times, but allowing them to reshape you. What lessons are hiding in your detours? Our fifth story delves into sheer physical annihilation and defying medical science. Shaun Livingston. This NBA player sustained one of the most gruesome knee injuries in sports history. He dislocated his kneecap, tore his ACL, PCL, and meniscus, sprained his MCL, and fractured his tibia and fibula. Doctors considered amputation at one point. His career was definitively over. The problem? His leg was unstable, barely functional. Rebuilding it required multiple surgeries and a painstaking years-long rehabilitation where every step was agony and progress was glacially slow. Mentally, the challenge was immense. Going from an NBA starter to barely being able to walk, facing the end of his dream. The psychological toll of such profound physical devastation is often overlooked. His solution? An iron will, an incredible medical team, and sheer, bloody-minded refusal to quit. He tackled therapy day by day, focusing on micro-victories, celebrating every inch of progress. After almost 2 years out, he returned to the NBA. Not as a star, but as a role player, grinding his way back. He eventually became a crucial part of the Golden State Warriors dynasty. He didn't just come back. He became an NBA champion, defying statistics and medical expectations. His story isn't about being the flashiest. It's about absolute, unyielding grit. Livingston reminds us that sometimes success isn't about returning to your original form, but finding a new, equally impactful way to contribute, even after total devastation. His willingness to start from square one, with no guarantee of success, is a lesson for anyone facing seemingly insurmountable odds. What if your definition of success needs to evolve after a setback? Could letting go of his journey was a testament to patience, resilience, and the sheer audacity to believe in the impossible, one painful step at a time? This is not just a basketball story. It's a manual for defying the odds and rewriting your own narrative. Finally, let's talk about the comeback king himself, Tiger Woods. His journey from golf icon to washed up due to crippling injuries and personal scandal is a masterclass in resilience. The problem? Years of grinding golf took a brutal toll. Multiple knee surgeries, relentless back pain, and 4 separate back surgeries, including a spinal fusion. He couldn't even tie his shoes. Combined with personal issues and public scrutiny, he faced a complete loss of confidence. The golf world had moved on. Many believed he would never play competitively again, let alone win majors. His solution? An incredibly risky spinal fusion surgery as a last resort, followed by relentless, painful rehabilitation. But more profoundly, he found a renewed love for the game through his children. He changed his swing, adapted his game, and most importantly, battled the mental demons. He chipped away at doubt, one practice swing at a time, quietly regaining his form. Then came the 2019 Masters. Amidst the magnolias and roars, he completed arguably the greatest comeback in sports history, winning his 15th major at 43 years old. The emotion was palpable, not just for him, but for everyone who had watched his fall and doubted his return. It was a victory for anyone who's ever felt counted out. Tiger's comeback proves that age is truly just a number, and that redemption is possible, even when the world has seemingly written your final chapter. More than that, it shows the power of personal growth, finding strength not just in your physical body, but in your spirit and rediscovered purpose. He teaches us that even when you're at your lowest, when your body is broken and your spirit is bruised, there's always a path back to greatness if you're willing to fight for it. So, when facing your own Masters Sunday moment, remember Tiger Woods. What's your impossible shot? Truly, an athlete who embodies the very essence of an insane comeback. From Bethany Hamilton's radical adaptation to Monica Seles' psychological healing, Lance Armstrong's medical miracle, Michael Jordan's rediscovery of purpose, Sean Livingston's gritty defiance, and Tiger Woods' ultimate redemption. These athletes stared down career-ending injuries, debilitating diseases, and crushing emotional burdens. They were written off, dismissed, and forgotten. But every single one found a way. Through innovation, unwavering belief, relentless grit, and a redefinition of what success truly means. Their stories are not just about sports. They are blueprints for how to confront adversity in your own life, how to transform setbacks into setups for something even greater, how to believe when no one else does. So the next time you face an impossible challenge, remember these incredible comebacks. Remember the human spirit's infinite capacity for resilience. Your own comeback story is waiting to be written. What will it be? The journey is never easy, but the triumph is always worth it. Take a page from their book, and don't let anyone write your ending. If these stories fired you up, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the extraordinary world of sports. Your support helps us tell these amazing tales, and I want to hear your thoughts. Which comeback inspired you the most? Share your own comeback story, big or small, in the comments below. Next up, we're going to explore the forgotten heroes of sports. Athletes whose legendary feats have been lost to time. You won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and remember, the greatest victory often comes after the hardest fight.